Once again, it's your boy Lobo KBC, and in this series we're going to be doing black books. So this right here, this is a black book that a local kid passed on to me, and he wanted me to do some work in it. So I'm going to bless him with one of my pieces, because that's what we do. We get back to the homies. Yeah, so right now I'm just going to flip through the book and just find the perfect page for me to rock on. I try to find a page that has a seam going down the middle of it. So if the book ever gets destroyed or starts falling apart, you could just keep the whole double page and frame it and just hang it up on the wall. This black book is pretty dope, man. It's showing homie's style in it, the different ways he's swinging his letters, and some of his other homies in here too. That's one thing about a black book, is about collecting other people's art. And me personally, I got a mean collection in my house. I got artists from all around the world and black books. I got a poster in my house from my homies from Sicily that we all drew on. And right there, hold on, let me get back to the black book at hand. So I start freestyling the character. In this video, I'm going to be using Ohuhu markers, some old Prisma colors I had, and some old-ass Artist Loft markers. I'm just working with, like I said last time, whatever I got. I'm just freehanding this whole piece just from my head. And I'm just going to town with it. That's the good thing about a black book. You want to try something new. You want to do something different. You do it in a black book and it comes out dope. Then you put it on the wall. You got your reference book right here. It's the same thing when people say sketchbooks. It's the same thing, but it's just a term that as a writer that you learn is called a black book. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm sketching with a Ohuhu marker. I don't like to use a pencil because the pencil leaves a groove on the page, and it always drove me crazy, like when I start coloring in and I can feel that groove on the page. So I always like to sketch with a gray marker or like a baby blue marker, something that's light, that once I start coloring in, it kind of just disappears in the background. And you got different kind of black books too. I got a little black book that I keep on my countertop. So every morning when I drink coffee, I do a piece, I sketch a character, I do little doodles in it. It's pretty much like a journal, but it's just with my drawings, or like a sketchbook. And then when it comes down to doing other people's black books, I like to get them a little bit extra, you know what I mean? It's like it's like when I look at my black books and I see what the homies gave to me back in the days, and it's just like passing down, like it's like appreciation, like, here, yo, good looking. Like you trusting me with your book, here, I'm gonna bless your book for you, bang. It's just, I don't know, it's a part of the culture. When you in doing graph, and you go all into this shit, it's just like, it's just a part of the game. When I was thinking about making this video, I was like, yo, do I do a tutorial? Do I tell people step by step? Or do I just bullshit? Do I just talk? I kind of like just bullshitting, to be honest with you. Just talk bullshit, just talk about graph and just have fun with it, At the end of the day, like, it's just showing my process of how I do a piece in the black book. Just freehanding it and just enjoying my time. This shit is fun, man. I get to practice new shit, try out new things. And even after doing this for 25 plus years, I could still try to do something new. Or maybe I'm just doing the same old shit over and over and over. but just look brand new to me, you know? I want somebody to count how many times you say, I say, you know. I freaking heard another YouTuber kept on saying something. And he said, leave in the comments how many times he repeated this word. I guess it's common, you know? Yeah, yo, that was the issue I had for a long time, was my last O. The B always kicks it out. And then I gotta figure out how to squeeze the O in there. But over the years, I just flipped my L backwards and shaped my L into my O. And just figuring things out. And this is pretty much how you figure it out in Black Book. And now it's time I start going in. So when I start coloring in, it's the same thing when I paint. Like, I got 3 sets of markers. I got a set of Prismas, a set of Ahoohos, and a set of Artist Loft. And I just start reaching over with my right hand, grabbing markers off off this little shelf I got. And then you see right there, I didn't like the green, so I start going over it with a different color. So I just start grabbing colors. And I'm like, yo, whatever I pick in my hand, or like put in this pile, like this is what I want to use. And I just went for it, like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how this turns out. And that's like my process. It's pretty much the same process I use when I paint most of the time. I just look at my crate and start using what I have. And that all stems from, like, when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of stuff to use. So, like, me and my homies ain't had a lot of stuff to use, so we had to go out the old-fashioned way and get it. But when we ain't have it, we had five of this, 5 of that, some Sharpies, some marker lots, you know, even freaking Crayola markers. And we used it in the Black Book, and we made shit happen, you know? Back in the days, people used to be like, yo, y'all murdering the Black Books. It was just the shit we was doing, you know? And back in the days, it was like, I still use that same thing, like what I talked about in the other video. Like, you ain't gotta have everything to produce a badass piece, you know? Look, I'm using the Artist Loft marker right there. Those things are probably like $12 for like a pack of 10 or something. That's the budget of the budgets. And I still make it look fire. Shit, I was on Temu the other day, and they got a set of like 260 markers for like $50. Shit, I was like, oh, I'm about to go in on that set right there and just have all my kids use it, you know? And I could teach them how to use that, so if they ever want to get Copics or the Hoo-Hoos and some better markers, they could just learn off the budget ones first. I like that little highlight I'm doing right there, those little shadows. I'm coming in with the blue, give it some pop, you know. I don't know what's the actual term, like color theory, like contrast colors and all that. I just learned shit like throughout the years of doing it, and I feel like I kind of understand how colors work without actually knowing like what's the proper terminology for it. But you just gotta give it some life, you know. Like, I'm just adding that darker blue right there. It's just making everything pop. And then once I start coming in with the background color, it's gonna make the piece even pop out even more. if you notice what I'm doing, but when I filled in the piece, I kind of filled it in kind of rough, and then I come in on the background and I'm making the background ink look a little more saturated to the page. Like I'm pushing harder down on the marker, or like coloring in down a little slower, so the pigment of the marker ink could just be a little. Oh yo, you seen that right there? You switched up. I pulled out some Sharpies to do the outline, but I felt like it was too thin. So I pulled out one of those Montana water-based acrylic pens. And I'm actually using the acrylic marker for the outline because I like the thickness of it. And then you see how the black is just make everything pop out now, because I didn't do the filling that. I like that saturated, like the way I made the background look real, like really saturated. So it looks like I'm doing everything fastest because I got the time lapse to speed up. This black book took me about, I don't know, almost like an hour and 45 minutes to do. So I brought up the speed at least like 10% on it. And now you see, I took one of those Ohuhu and I wanted to give a different color to the character. Instead of using black, so I went with a darker green. And then like, that's gonna end up putting in my shadows with that darker green, and I'll come back in with the mid-tone color and kind of blend the colors together. Yeah, you see now I'm coming in with that darker green. And I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna go in with the dark color, come in with the mid-tone color, and start blending the colors back and forth together. You know? And these ain't even like brush tip markers. This is the regular chisel tip ones. And if you know what you're doing, you can get the same kind of effect. And I'm not even using a colorless blender. I'll just come in with the color that I'm using as the mid-tone, and I'll just keep on going back and forth, and the colors tend to blend well together for me. And then you see right there, I even come back in with the color that I filled it in with originally with the lightest color, and I go over everything, and it just makes it pop out even more. Yo, it's crazy. I was just talking for like a good 5 minutes. And when I press the voiceover button, I press back. And it automatically deletes everything I just said. And I was just breaking everything down, like how I was using that marker to do this and using that marker to do that. And I've done fucked it up. Now I gotta go back for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's a learning process, you know. But nah, man, doing black books is cool, man. I like doing black books, you know. Like I said, man, I just go in the garage. You can go on your dining room table. You can go outside with the shit, you know. You open up the windows so nobody complains about the alcohol smell in the house. And then you just go to town, man. It's like the same thing when you paint outside for me, you know. Take all your fucking thoughts and anxieties, whatever's happening in your day, you take it out on that paper. Oh, yo, you see what I'm doing now? That's something I started doing a few years back, man, I go back in with the Sharpie pencil, with the Sharpie pen, and I start cleaning up all my lines like it's a freaking, like cutting back. So everything looks sharp and clean. That's just me being anal right there. And now I'm coming back with the light gray, and I'm giving everything a little shadows, a little undertones with that. And those actually some cheap ass color pencils I got at Ross for like $3-4. And I come in with the jelly roll to the white border. I got this thing sped up right now. I can't even keep up with it. And there you go. It's almost done. Put the little Bronx made. Little KBC HAR right there. Bang. 2023. So at the end of every black book, this is what I do. You know, I found one of the center pages. So you see the staples, the thread right in the middle. So if this person ever wanted to get rid of this book, or the book falls apart, you can actually pop this out. And I'll show you guys on my wall. I have a black book from 2003 frame that I did that. Also, what I did is I put stickers on the back of my page just to prevent from anybody put in tags or anything else on here, and then you get to show off the homies, you know. My cousin, the Robots Will Kill, my sticker, the homie Pokey, my cousin right there in the Demons again, Lobo Thorpe. Then on this side right here is my KBC HAR, YP family, Coast, Killer Kane, my boy AWOL. So whenever time people give me stickers, I hold on to them. This kind of thing, and I just, you know, I just slapped on a bunch of stickers on the back of my page. And that's pretty it right there. I did this all freehand, no game plan, just off the top of my dome, like the way I like to work. There you go, right there.